In a neighborhood of adversity, there are community leaders using art, creativity, and goodwill to build on one of the oldest communities in BC. People are making a difference by sparking interest while opening new discussions about the forgotten beauty of the downtown East Side. This is a culture of the downtown East Side.
I think the culture of the downtown East Side is complicated. You have new influences and old influences. More recently, in the last few years, you've seen a lot of artists come to the downtown East Side, specifically for inspiration. There's so much emotion in the downtown East Side, positive, negative, and otherwise, that I think artists find inspiration out of that. It's also a place with cheap rent, so we see that as well.
I take empty buildings, basically, and buildings that have been empty for a long time. You know, this building, for example, that we're in here has been empty since 1984. So I'll take a building that has been empty for years, and then I will go in and revitalize it. So I'll subdivide it up to turn it into artist workspaces and build art galleries in it, or in this case, we're turning it back into a theater, or I'll, take it and turn it into a restaurant. So it's bringing the building back to the community. The city really likes it, and a lot of the people down here, of course, really like it because buildings that have been empty forever, it's exciting to see stuff happening, and this place, operating as a live music venue or as a theater, offers something to the community. But there's also people that don't like it because they fear gentrification in the neighborhood. So I've had some people who've been very negative about what I'm doing as well. But for the most part, it is positive.
I see tons of potential in the residents of the downtown East Side. I think that there's a lot of challenges between them and that success and those opportunities. And it will be very interesting to see how things progress in the next few years.
The people here are incredible. I mean, they each have their own unique stories. They each, I know people from every walk of life down here. And kind of the common bond is that they're all looking for something.
Vancouver doesn't have enough. It doesn't have enough bars, it doesn't have enough clubs, and it doesn't have enough live music venues. And down here in the downtown East Side, we've got an opportunity with a lot of these places that are already pre-existing, that still exist, where we can do stuff like live music and the arts, where you wouldn't be able to do it in a lot of other neighborhoods. It's affordable, and like I was saying before, there's a lot of buildings that have been empty for a long time and boarded up. So you can get into them, you can use your own hands and fix them up, and it's accessible to young people to be able to do that because the rent's already exorbitant. And it can change the whole street. You put an art gallery in a street and it can change the whole perception of how somebody experiences it when they walk down it. You walk down a bunch of boarded up, buildings, and then all of a sudden there's an art gallery right there, and it can brighten your whole day. And that can have nothing but a positive effect on the neighborhood.
My name is Christian McLean, and I'm an artist here in the downtown East Side. I suppose I'd say artist, but I've opened up a space here on Hastings in Columbia called, we're kind of calling it the Bridge and Tunnel. We're doing art shows out of here, we're doing silk screening out of here, we've had fashion shows, mixed industry events, music events. Some of the reactions that we've had in this area since we've opened this space have been very positive, actually. A lot of people, walking like, wow, this building's been closed down for 15 years, and it's art in here, it's art shows, it's on this block. We have convenience store, art gallery, and then convenience store, motel, liquor store, and that's sort of like the run of the block or whatnot. And so a lot of the people who are living in the hotels and stuff around here, they come down, and we've been inviting them into our shows. They're free, open to the public, open to anybody to come in, and lots of great reactions. People are loving art. Some people think it's strange, and we've had reactions where, well, that's not artwork, and what is that conceptual stuff, and but every show we're trying to do something a little different. We also employ a couple of the fellows that are living around here, and so we're working with the people from the neighborhood, as well as trying to keep our door open and introduce some creativity to this block. We've actually had some notes from some people. They were telling us that we were gentrifying the area, but I don't think we're really a Starbucks.
They're people, they have minds and feelings, and they're somebody's kid. And more stuff that happens down here and more people that come down. I think if you just come down to the downtown East Side, you realize that it's not quite as frightening or as scary as you may perceive it when you're just driving through and seeing, somebody doing a crack little dance on the corner of Main and Hastings. So I think it's important for people to get down here and actually experience it. And I think stuff like what I do and what the fire hall does and a lot of the community stuff that goes that reaches out to people from different neighborhoods can really help with stuff like that. The downtown east side culture is something that's really unique in Vancouver because it's a mix of a lot of different demographics, a lot of different economic levels, a lot of different ethnicities. It's something that I really love.
By saying the downtown east side is a lost cause, you're saying that the downtown east side, again, is an issue that needs to be fixed. You're not saying that the people here need love. You're not saying that the people here need a community around them. You're not saying even that the people here matter. You're saying that this area is ugly and it needs to be cleaned up. People are people. The problem with the downtown east side is that we've chosen to treat the people here as issues rather than as human beings. The biggest thing that anybody can do for the downtown east side is to actually spend time down here.
It's got a great mix. It's got a mix of everybody here. And you know, you can really let your freak flag fly. One of the great experiences I had down here was when I was doing actually the first space that I did down here in the downtown east side, which was over at 165 East Hastings, which is right next to the Balmoral, which is just a shit show in that place. It's owned by the Sahotos and their slumlords. And it was a squat. So it had been a squat for about 4 years, and we cleaned it all out. It was just filled with just crap. So we cleaned it all out, like 4 bins worth, and the whole stairwell going downstairs was just packed. So we cleaned out the whole stairwell. And then after we cleaned it all out, I went to open up the front door and to put the new locks on and stuff. And I opened up the front door, and this old guy was walking by, and he stopped, and he was like, "What's going on?" And I told him, "Hey, you know, we're putting artist studios up here, artist work studios." And he was like, "You know, I've lived down here for whatever it was, 50 years, and I haven't seen that door open in 20 years. I can't believe it." And he went and got his friends and brought them back and showed them that the door was open. And I was just like, wow, you know, and he was so stoked that something was happening and that there was people going in there and there was kids going in there and that, you know, there was a positive thing rather than the squatters and the drug dealers that were up there before. And I thought, you know, that's really great. That's really cool that he was here to share that moment that I opened this door for the first time in 20 years. So, I mean, that's one of my favorite things that happened down here.